This is WCM's Park Update, a weekly show covering the outdoor hospitality industry, hosted by Ben Quiggle and Mike Gast. During each episode, you'll hear from special guests and campground experts on topics that will help your park flourish. WCM's Park Update is a production of Woodall's Campground Magazine.
Hi, I'm Ben Quiggle, editor of Woodall's Campground Magazine, and this is another episode of WCM's Park Update. My colleague Mike Gast is here, president and founder and CEO of the Emiola Group, and based in sunny Nebraska.
Well, it is today. I'll give it that.
The weather's getting better. I'm based in Michigan, so it's getting better. And our guest today is based in somewhere that's a lot sunnier. Abby Follansbee. She is the marketing manager of the Camp Margaritaville Auburndale in Auburndale, Florida. So I don't know. I'm not from Florida. So where is Auburndale? Is that more southern Florida or is that northern Florida?
We're right about central Florida. So the way I like to explain it is we're directly in between Tampa and Orlando. So like those two main spots that everyone goes to, we're about 30, 40 miles between both of them. So smack dab in the middle of everything good.
Yeah. And how long have you been working at the Camp Margaritaville?
So I think I've been here about a year and a half. I started actually my senior year of college as an intern, did that for about 8 months. And then when I graduated college, I was offered a full-time position as a sales and marketing coordinator. And then from there got promoted to marketing manager, which I've been marketing manager for about 6 months now.
So how long has this location been a Margaritaville?
It's been a Margaritaville for 2 years. We just hit our second birthday in January, but it's been open as a luxury RV resort for 3 years. So to start off, we were Cabana Club, which was a family-owned RV park, and then same family owns it now, but we adopted the Margaritaville brand about a year into opening. So it's been 2 years as Camp Margaritaville.
So it's a pretty new park. It looks beautiful.
Thank you.
Yeah.
It is beautiful.
We can share the screen here. We'll share the website. 1 second. So I guess, so obviously great pictures. So obviously it started off as another resort. How did it turn into a camp? Were they approached by like the Margaritaville brand, or did they just kind of research it on their own and run into the right people? How did that happen, I guess?
Kind of mix of both, running into the right people. It's actually a fun story. The owners love to tell it. So right before we opened as Cabana Club, our original name, we were hanging up signs, and they were going through a tour and showing one of the Camp Margaritaville owners, like, this is what our park is. And they said, you need to stop what you're doing. Stop hanging up your signs. Stop the process. And they were like, what do you mean? We can't stop hanging up the signs. We're opening in 2 weeks. Like we can't stop this production. And they said, no, you don't understand. Like, you're already building a Camp Margaritaville. So I love that story. It's so special because it's like before we even opened as Cabana Club, they saw that spark that the Camp Margaritavilles have and knew we were building it from the start. So it kind of made the perfect sense to eventually transition within the brand. It just took a year to get that going.
Yeah. And so how many sites does this property have?
Yeah, so it's pretty unique. We have 326 RV sites, but we also have 76 cabana cabins, which are kind of like tiny homes, 1 bedroom. They sleep 4 to 6 people. So we have both, which I think is cool. So if you have those people who are full-time RVing, their families can come still visit them, stay in our cabins, but not take over their RV home. So we have, that's a little over 300 sites in total, or 400 sites in total, including our cabins.
So what did they have to do? What did the original owners have to do to make it a Margaritaville? Were there still some changes, even though they were brand new?
Kind of. The biggest changes was changing signs, of course, the different names, rebranding like the restaurants that we had in the bars to make them the Margaritaville names, like License to Chill Bar, License to Chill Pool, the Tiki Bar, the Feeding Frenzy. Those were already all there. They just needed the branding of Margaritaville. Of course, since then, we have expanded like any park probably does within 2 years. We built another pool. We added more amenities, which all are now under the Margaritaville brand. But it wasn't too much change in logistics. I mean, the family had done a great job building the resort as is. So it was a pretty easy switch over once they decided to go full Camp Margaritaville.
So the Margaritaville brand is really geared around things to do on the park too. So that it being an activities director, even in the marketing side, it's got to be a pretty busy job coming up with the theme weekends and the weekly activity schedules.
Oh yeah, it
Uh,
is. It's a fun job though. I mean, our team sits down and we have an amazing team there, and we sit down and we plan the entire year out. And then our activities team is able to take all of those themed weekends that we came up with, whether they're camping themed or Margaritaville themed or both, we kind of combine them, and they plan out activities from 9 a.m. to 11 p.m. almost every single day. So we have a full activities team that keeps that resort running and keeps our guests entertained from the littles to the olds. So it's
so
great.
where do you target your marketing? Where are the customers coming from?
It's Florida, so it depends. I mean, in the wintertime, as most people know, we have our snowbirds who come down. We call them our 55 and better community. So that's who we're targeting from months between December to around February. We have those full-time families who will come in and couples who stay. So winter, it's definitely an older crowd. Where in the summer months, spring break, it's very family friendly. And all year round, we do see families at the resort, but the demographics change from summer versus winter, depending on who's in Florida and coming to travel down here.
And do you have like a mix of like seasonal and transient sites, or are they all transient? Do you guys like sell sites? I guess what's that mix like?
Yeah, so we don't sell sites or anything like that. We don't have anyone who lives there full time or anything like that. The longest stay we do is 6 months at a time. So a lot of people do that. And, you can stay and you can come back. So take a week off and then come join us again for another 6 months. We do have people who tend to do that, but anywhere between a week to 3 months, people will come and stay, or just a weekend getaway. We have a lot of locals that will come over, which is pretty cool, and just stay Friday through Sunday.
Yeah,
A lot of Canadians coming down for the park.
Yes, a lot of Canadians, actually, a lot of people from the Michigan area tend to come down. That's a big, big crowd. Ontario, Chicago, up in there. They're trying to escape the cold, obviously.
Yes, those are the smart people in Michigan.
Yes.
Then
so I guess I'm not smart because I
No.
don't go down there. So for the winter, I'm stuck up here in the snow. So I guess this is a pretty active area there in Central Florida. There's so much to do, and I was down in Orlando not too long ago. Uh, does the Camp Margaritaville kind of help separate the resort from maybe some of the other things there are to do in the area?
Yeah, I think it's great because Auburndale specifically is such a great location because it's a beautiful, sleepy little town. So, as I mentioned earlier, you have access to all the good things of Florida, the theme parks, the busyness and fun stuff to do in Orlando. You have the beaches not too far in the Tampa, St. Pete area. But Auburndale itself is quiet, so you don't feel like you're in that hustle and bustle. It's the getaway. You have that license to chill, as Margaritaville would say, at our resort, but you still have access to everything, which I think it makes us really unique.
Yeah, I guess has the Margaritaville kind of monkeyer kind of helped boost the park and get it filled up quicker, than maybe if it would have just stayed independent, or is this just an area where people are going to come naturally anyways?
I think it's a mix of both, but that brand, I mean, it sells itself as a marketing manager to market something so easy, in my opinion, because it sells itself. I mean, it's the laid back vibe. It's that license to chill. It's vibrant. It's fun. People are drawn to it as it's on its own. And Margaritaville has such a loyal fan base in general and Jimmy Buffett fans that we have people come visit our resort who aren't even in the RV community because they just want to experience Margaritaville and they live close to us, so they come here. So it's really nice because we have both. We have that great reputation of Margaritaville, and that brand helps our team so much because they have such high standards within that brand, and it's going to be a great experience every time. And our team is able to maintain and exceed that high expectation and exceed the reputation of Margaritaville. So I think it's definitely helped us as a RV park that people can recognize that brand name and know they're going to come and get a great experience every single time.
So
So I noticed on the site that you're a partner of RV Share. So you've got
Yes.
delivery RVs coming in, and so they'll bring it and pick it up, so people don't even have to drive it in.
Yeah, it's really cool too because I mean, we have those cabins, but there's only 76 of them and they sell out, especially spring break time when we're so busy and there's a lot of families. So yeah, RV share is cool because it allows people to dip their toes in the water of RVing, but not commit to having an RV. So you still get to be like, is this something I could do or just a unique vacation? And they come here. Yeah. RV share will bring it, drop it off, set it up for you. And then you leave and then they package it back up and they drive it home.
So, I think I think the Margaritaville, if correct me if I'm wrong, has around 4 RV parks or something like that. I think more are opening soon.
Yes.
So like if I'm a traveler, what does the Margaritaville brand mean to me? I guess what's like some of the things that you're going to find at all Margaritaville locations, I guess.
I mean, there's the obvious Jimmy Buffett music, Jimmy Buffett lyrics on every single wall you look at. There's margaritas flowing at all times. Those are the obvious Margaritaville feels. But I think it's something about that paradise and like escaping the everyday is what we like to call it. And you walk into our resort or any other Margaritaville resort, whether it's a campground, a hotel, a cruise ship, and you feel like you're in Margaritaville. You get the whole ambiance of it and the vibe. And it's just something I don't think any other place has other than Margaritaville's. And I feel like our resort is cool because a lot of people say it's like a cruise ship on land. And they say it about a lot of different Margaritavilles because they have everything you can think of at every single corner at the touch of your fingertips, all in one space. So we have people come and stay with us for a week, 2 weeks, and never even leave our property because everything they need, they can access here.
So we know we lost Jimmy Buffett last year, and that had to be a huge blow to the operation, and it must have been some interesting marketing meetings to try to decide how to market post Jimmy.
Of course, it was very, very sad, and the whole team, all Margaritavilles. I mean, it was hard to process. It's such a scary and sad thing, but I think the biggest thing our resort and other Margaritavilles are trying to do is carry on that legacy. Margaritaville shouldn't die with him. It's something that people love and want to do every single day and want to experience. So to live his legacy on and carry that through forever is something like it's our obligation to do. And I think a lot of people, now that he's gone, want to find Margaritaville and get that touch of Jimmy still. So they're traveling to more Margaritavilles. They're listening to the music more than they did before. They're drinking more margaritas on the beach thinking about him. So, I mean, our goal is to carry that legacy on, and hopefully we do.
Yeah, definitely. Well, we're going to take a break real quick just to recognize our sponsor, Spot Tonight, and then we will be back to chat with Abby more.
Supercharge your campground bookings with Spot Tonight, the #1 commission-free OTA for RV parks and campgrounds. Through integrations with top property management systems, Spot Tonight displays real-time outdoor accommodation inventory with a marketplace where campers can search for and instantly book campsites. Best of all, it's 100% free for operators. Visit partners.spottonight.com to get listed and unlock access to over 60 million campers.
Hi, welcome back to WCM's Park Update, and we are chatting with Abby Follansbee. I hope I pronounced that right.
You are.
With Camp Margaritaville Auburndale in Auburndale, Florida. And I guess, what are some of the trends you're noticing with campers that are coming into the park? I guess, are there a lot of families? Are they bringing pets along? I know the Camp Margaritaville, your Margaritaville location has, I believe, 4 dog parks or a bunch of stuff for dogs to do. So are you seeing people bring in a ton of pets to these parks?
Oh, yeah. I think the statistic is something like over 70% of RV families have a dog. So we took that and we ran with it. We have the dog parks, the Margaritaville dog spas. We have dog runs. Our resort is so pet friendly, and I think people love that. So that's definitely a huge trend we see these people are living now full-time in their RVs. That's a huge nomadic lifestyle that people are adopting. So you got to bring your pets along. Everyone has dogs nowadays, so that's huge for sure. We've also seen a lot of younger couples entering the RV resort community. I I think it has something to do with the lifestyle. I mean, to be able to travel and experience things on the tip of your fingers and to go wherever, whenever. I mean, after COVID, a lot of people work remote jobs and they have the opportunity to have a mobile office. So why not take advantage of it and really go wherever you want? So that's something huge that we see nowadays. As long as you have good Wi-Fi, you can work anywhere. So people are definitely taking advantage of that.
So I noticed you've got a day pass from Resort Pass also that's available. And how does that come about? And does that how does that mix with the general population? And do you have folks coming from other parks that just want to come and spend the day with you?
Yeah, so that's something new that we're doing at Camp Margaritaville. Our resort has 24-hour rangers who keep our park safe. I mean, you have to check in with them to even enter. So the outside community doesn't often come into the park, which makes it feel like that safe cruise ship on land feel I was talking about. But in our slower days and in the summertime when Florida's a bit slower because no one can stand the heat, we open resort passes up to those local communities so they can come enjoy the amenities for a fixed amount of money and be able to go to the pool, enjoy our restaurants, enjoy the bar, to not only spread awareness about who we are and what's behind our ranger station, but also letting people just enjoy it. I mean, who doesn't want to go down a 150-foot water slide on a Monday afternoon in the summer? So that's what we do with Resort Pass. And we also have now started doing a lot of public events that are open, like concerts, ladies' nights, sip and paint, to allow local guests to come in and enjoy some of the fun stuff we do around the resort.
Does does that connection to the community kind of benefit you guys as you do expansions or try to do different things at the park? I guess, does that connection kind of help with those kind of things?
I mean, yeah, we're really lucky. The family who owns Camp Margaritaville Auburndale is a wonderful, well-known family in Auburndale, and they all have so many different aspects that they bring to the park too. So they're able to use their friends and their family. I mean, they built it from the ground up using their resources, their bare hands. So it's great that we have this local community who's supporting us as well. And then we try to give back to the community by doing local events and donating and being sponsors to different things. So we definitely use Auburndale, and I think Auburndale uses us. And we also have a great partnership with Visit Central Florida, which is a local tourism company who helps bring people in to Central Florida. So we work really close with them with hosting influencers, working with Legoland, which is another local amusement park not too far from us. So we definitely use what we can, and we benefit from the community as well.
I noticed you only have, it says one pickleball court.
Yep.
I was a little surprised at that. I would assume that you'd have to have more pickleball courts. It's like getting extremely popular.
I know. Well, we noticed that. I mean, pickleball is the biggest craze, and we didn't, as of 6 months ago, we had 0. So we had 2 basketball courts, and we took one of those basketball courts, transformed it into pickleball. But top secret, in the works, we have some more pickleball courts hopefully coming soon because we hear the guests. We have to. And, Margaritaville is a huge pickleball sponsor, so it's only right if we get more courts around the resort.
Yeah, you guys should be hosting tournaments.
Right?
So you got to get more pickleball courts in there. So I guess what kind of, do you have a wide range of kind of RVs that come into your place? Do you see a lot of the camper vans and things that are coming into the Margaritaville resorts, or is it a lot of Class A's and maybe some of the larger units, I guess?
It's definitely both. I mean, we have oversized RV sites, so we can fit small to huge. As long as it has hookups, full hookups, then they're allowed at the resort. So we don't see anything super, super crazy, like none of the like your truck bed campers. But I mean, we have little campers from this big to, those $1 million Class A's. So it is really cool to see. And before this, I knew nothing really about the RV camping. I mean, I camped like a couple times when I was little, but nothing to the extent of $1 million homes on wheels. I just had no clue that this was even something that people did full time for real. Like, I just thought people, like, there was a handful of people, but we see millions of dollars come through that park every single day.
Yeah, it's amazing. It's definitely amazing at the size of the units. And with my job, I get the opportunity to go to a lot of RV shows. I know Mike has seen a lot of them too, and Mike's going to be owning one of these $1 million Newmars here soon.
No,
But
I know too much.
yeah, yeah. So it's just amazing. I mean, some of them you go in and they're like marble inside. It's like, what's going on here? This
I
thing's unreal.
know. And like
So
some of them, I'm like, these are bigger than my apartment. Like, how is that possible? And we have these like really nice, we call them motorhome suites. So they're specifically designed for those class A through C motorhomes because the way you pull in. And they have the Adirondack chairs and the hammocks and the grill and the whole tiki bar kitchen. And then you see these fancy schmancy RVs. And I'm like, wow, just the life you people live is so cool to be able to
yeah,
just park your home in such a cool spot.
yeah.
So, is there room for expansion down there? Are there going to be more sites added?
Hopefully. I mean, there's a lot of plans in the works, of course. We're nestled on another 7 acres, so we're hoping at some point we can expand the brand and bring this even bigger and better.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And you guys, the family manages it on their own, correct? Or do you guys utilize like a third party management firm
Nope,
to
we're
help?
all in house. So everyone you contact, we all work there. We're all in house. We have maybe 2 employees that are remote, but other than that, we're all hands on. A lot of the family works there. We see them every single day. So it's great to have the support of the owners and to have them understand what we're doing. I mean, we have such a great team in general, and we're just very lucky to have our owners be able to have their own input and see the hard work our team does and want to make this place better. I mean, they love it just as the guests do. They're there every
So,
single day. So
so how big is the workforce down there? Where do they come from?
we have about 120 employees roughly. We have a bunch of different things, most local people. We have activities kids who are high school, college students. We have our rangers. We have a small sales and marketing team. We have our wonderful reservations teams. We have our grounds crew who are amazing and our housekeeping crew, which is amazing. So we're a small team, but we're definitely mighty for sure. And they just do such a great job of bringing that Margaritaville vibe to life every single day.
Yeah, definitely. We already talked a little bit about expansions. I guess, do you guys, we also talk about glamping. What does
Mm-hmm.
glamping look like at Camp Margaritaville? I know you guys have the cabanas and the cottages and different things. Do you have any tents or anything different like that?
No, so it's all RVs, motorhomes, and the cabins. We don't do any tent camping or anything like that. So it's all glamping for sure, or I call it glamping. So yeah,
Well,
no tents or anything,
I
but
meant like I meant like the huge like canvas glamping tents. You don't have any of those or anything, or like
nope,
any the Conestoga wagons? I
nope.
guess.
We no, not that I've seen at least. I mean, it's
Okay.
all those hard shell pull through, pull
Yeah.
on your
Well,
truck kind of campers.
okay. All right. Do you think any of that could be in the works down the road, or is it mainly just, that doesn't fit into the Margaritaville brand as much, I guess?
I'm not sure exactly if that would ever be in the works, but yeah, it's definitely that luxury RV park feel. I mean, our sites are just beautiful, not to brag, but they're great. And I don't know if camping like in a tent is the exact vibe, but you never know. If people want it, maybe they can leave us some comments and maybe we'll put it in the works.
You go
Okay.
share with a gator.
Yeah.
True.
So, I mean, I guess just to wrap this thing up, I guess, are you pretty excited? I mean, it seems like the Margaritaville brand, they're obviously expanding to some degree. Do you expect that, expansion to continue happening as far as the general Margaritaville brand? Or
For sure. I know that this is such an up and coming need is having these luxury campgrounds. And yeah, I think we have maybe 5 right now in a couple different states, but I can definitely see Camp Margaritaville brand expanding,
yeah,
probably doubling in the near future, I would guess.
yeah, it's been pretty exciting. And I guess, just for my own curiosity, I know the family owns it. So is like Margaritaville like a franchise kind of thing, or how does that work as far as
Yeah,
like the brand?
yeah, it is like a franchise. So basically the brand itself owns the rights to the name, the
Okay.
restaurants, the music and all that kind of stuff. So each individual resort is privately owned. So whether it's family owned or it's owned by a bigger company or a management, like the big resorts are obviously managed by other corporations, but a lot of the camps are family owned or they're owned externally. But Margaritaville just gives us the right to use their branding.
Okay.
So I think that's more of like a franchise kind of feel.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And people can learn more about Margaritaville Resorts at margaritavilleresorts.com. And of course, you can go to margaritavilleresorts.com and find more information on the Auburndale location as well. And is there a separate website for the Auburndale location?
Yeah, if you just Google Camp Margaritaville Auburndale, will pop up. But if you're accessing it through the Margaritaville homepage, like the regular resort one, we're on there listed as well, and you can just click the link to follow through.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's an amazing location, and if I ever get down to Florida, I'll definitely have to stop in and see everything you guys have going on there.
Definitely.
Are you guys going? Are you guys gearing up for? Is summer pretty busy, or does it just get too hot that people kind of stay away from Central Florida?
It's definitely slower because it's so hot. Not a lot of people want to be in the heat, but some people do. I mean, my family was always someone who wanted to be in the heat regardless of the time of year. So it definitely does slow down compared to the winter months, but we still have people there. So come join us.
So maybe it's probably the opposite for you guys. Up here in Michigan, park owners are gearing up for a busy summer season, and maybe summer's just a little bit slower for you guys, I guess?
Yes, I think it's opposite. I think now that it's warmed up in the beautiful northern states, people want to go see the trees and see the lakes and stuff, where the beach is too hot for anyone right now.
So maybe more people will head Mike's way.
Yes.
Yeah, we're a destination, all right.
Yeah, you're a destination. Well, thank you so much, Abby, for coming on, and it's always interesting learning more about parks, and especially like Margaritaville locations. It's been great to chat with you.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
Wonderful.
It was a pleasure.
Yeah, well, thank you everyone for watching, and we will be back again next week.
Thank you for listening to WCM's Park Update, a production of Woodall's Campground Magazine. Join us for a new show each Tuesday at 3 p.m. Eastern on Facebook, YouTube, and wherever you listen to podcasts. Follow us on Facebook and LinkedIn for daily news and updates, and subscribe to our news feed on our website at woodallscm.com.